In the last class, we have done the half part of our this project, okay, in which what's happening here that when we will click on the green flag, this backdrop will come, which is saying that welcome to Oxfam world, okay, and here it is a button, let's go. If we will click on this let's go, so this backdrop will the backdrop will be changed to this backdrop and the buttons and all the things will be hidden. Okay. Now, what we want, the first of all, what we want is that we want a sprite. Okay. We want a sprite. So we will go in the sprites and if we will search here dot, we can find this sprite here. Okay. Now we will put this here. Now we have a problem. If I will click on this green flag, this dot is still showing. But in the project I showed you in the previous class in which what was happening is that this dot was not shown in the first backdrop. It was shown only in
Sir,
the second backdrop. Okay. So
sir,
this means that we have to hide this sprite in this backdrop, okay, and we have to show this sprite in the next backdrop.
sir,
Yes, Pogme.
I have done this one.
Okay, just wait a minute. Okay, just be with me. Okay, show. Okay, now what we want is that when I click on this green flag, this dot should be hidden. So what can I do? If we can go in the events, either we can use that when green flag click hide, or either we can use that when backdrop switches to light, okay, we will code in the dot that when backdrop switches to light, and then we will go in the looks and we will hide it. Okay, we will hide it. Now if I will click on the green flag, the backdrop will be switched to light and the dot will be hidden. Now I want that when the backdrop is changed to this one, the dot should be shown. So how will we do that? We will again go in the events and we will use this when backdrop switches to raise. Okay, when backdrop switches to raise, what should it do? It should show it. Okay, it will show it. Okay, do you have any problem till here?
No, sir.
All right, now when I will click on the screen flag, the dot is hidden here. Okay, and then when we will click on the let's go, the dot will be shown right here. Okay, do you both have any question or confusion till here? Spokesman Asnan?
No, sir.
All right, now what was happening is that whenever we was clicking on the let's go button, the backdrop was changing and the dot was shown. Okay, and what was happening, the dot was saying let's go. Okay, and then it was going round and round and it just vanishes. Okay, so how will we do that? That what first of all what we have to do, that when backdrop switches to raise show, and then we will use the say block. Okay, and we will write here let's go. Okay, now if I will click on the green flag and when I will click on this let's go, the dot will say let's go. Now I want that when this is the dot is complete saying let's go, it should go round and round. So if you want that it should go round, so how will we do that? We will go in the motion and we will use this turn 15 degrees block. Okay, so it will turn it. Now if I will run it, what's happening here? there is a problem. The problem is that it is just turning 15 degrees and it is stopping. Okay. So now we want that it should go round and round. Okay. So how will we do that? Is that we will go in the control and we will use the repeat block here. And we will put the repeat block here. Okay. Now if I will click on the green flag and I will click on let's go, it will say let's go and it will turn. Okay. But now here is a problem that we will first of all select it to repeat 20 times. Okay. Now we will check. It is not doing great. So what we will do, we will change it to turn 90 degrees. Okay. Now we will check that if it is working. Yes, now it is working. But here we have a problem. The problem is that in the dot is shown when I will click on the let's go, it is shown in the same direction it was stopped. So how we can fix it? We will fix it that when backdrop switches to race, we will go in the motion. Okay, and then we will use this block that point in direction 90. What will the point in direction 90 block does? That this block changes the direction of our sprite to the 90 degrees. Okay, now if I will click on the green flag and now if I will click on the let's go, the dot position is perfect and now it is going round and stopping. Okay. Do you have any confusion till here, Spokesman Asman?
No, sir.
All right. Now, what was the other thing which was happening in it? Spokesman, can you tell me?
Then the other backdrop come.
The other backdrops comes, but before the backdrop is changed, what was happening that the dot size was
Smaller
changed.
and smaller.
It was getting smaller and smaller. So how we will do that? If you want to change the size of your sprite, so we will use a block. Okay, which block we will use? If you will go in the looks, if we will go in the looks category, okay, now you can see that there are two options here. The first one is change size by 10 and the other one is set size to 100. What is the difference between these two blocks? The change size by 10 block is used for changing the size of our sprite. Okay. And the set size to 100% block is used for setting the size of your sprite. Okay. Now we want that when I click on the green flag and when I click on this let's go button, our sprite should go round and round and it should also decrease its size, which means that it should also be going smaller and smaller. Okay. So which block we will use here? Set size to 100 or change size?
Change size.
Well done. We will use change size by 10 block. Okay. Now change size by 10 means that it will increase it. Okay. But I want to decrease the size. So what we will do that we will write -10 here. Okay. What we will write? We will write -10 here. Now, if I will click on the green flag and I will click on the let's go, now it is doing great. Now you can see that the dot is too small here. We can put it in the center. Now we have a problem. The problem we have that when we click on the green flag and we will click on the let's go, you will see that the dot size is the same. We want that when the backdrop is switched to raise, the dot should be of the same size. So which block now we will use? Set size or change size?
Set size.
Set size, well done. We will use the set size block right under when backdrop switches to raise. Now, if I will click on the green flag and I will click on the let's go, you can see that what's happening. The size is perfect and it is going round and round. But we have a problem. We have a little problem here that the dot is going too fast. Okay, so we have to slow it down. How we can slow it down? We can use the wait block from control. Okay, we will use the wait block here and we can change it to 0.5 seconds. Now we will check that if it is working or not. It is too slow, so we can decrease it more. We can put it 0.2 here. Okay, now if we will click on let's go. If I will put 0.1, now it's good. Okay, now it is good.
Yes,
Spoke
sir.
mein.
Yes.
It is good now.
Yes.
Do you have any confusion till here?
No.
Hasnan, do you have any confusion or question? All right. Now what was happening that the backdrop was changing. Okay. After the dot is finished spinning, the backdrop was changing. So we will go in the backdrop. We will go in the choose a backdrop. Okay. And now we can choose that backdrop, which was hall. Okay. We will click on this backdrop. Now, first of all, we have to go in this backdrop. We will click on this backdrop and we will edit this backdrop. Okay. How will we edit that? We will if you can see that the tools are just like that, you can click on this convert to vector and you will see that the tools are normal again. Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to write welcome to Oxfam Academy here. So what we can do, we can use the rectangle tool. We can choose the color, any color you want. Okay. Or either you can choose this. Okay. You can also choose this. Okay, now if I will draw a banner here. Okay, we can draw a banner here. Okay, now what we can do, we will use the text tool and we can write here that if you want to change the text font, you can change it from here. Okay, we will write here that welcome to Oxfam world. Okay, and now if you want to increase the size of the text, you can just put it here and then you can increase the size if you want. Okay, do you have any confusion till here, Spokesman?
No, sir.
Okay, now we will go in the code, okay, in the dot. Okay, now I want that when the dot is finished spinning, it should change the backdrop. So how will we do that? We will go in the looks, okay, and then we will use the switch backdrop to hall right after the repeat block. Okay, switch backdrop to hall. Now, if I will click on the green flag and if I will click on the let's go button, okay, can you see it? But now we have a problem. The problem is that we can't see the dot. The dot is right here because it is too small. Okay, so what we will do, that we will use the event, okay, that when backdrop switches to all, and then we will go in the looks, and when we will use the set size to 100%. Now if I will click on the green flag and if I will click on this, let's go. Okay. And now if you want to if you want that it should say anything, you can write here that hello, welcome to Oxfam world. Okay. Now if I will click on the green flag and if I will click on the let's go. Okay. Do you both have any question or confusion till here? Spokesman Asnan?
No, sir.
All right. Now I'm stop sharing my screen. Okay. And you both have to do the same work. Okay. You both have to do the same work. You have to complete your previous work. You have to do it the same as I have done. Okay. And then after when you are done, you can start sharing your screen.